What's up guys, Yank here, and today I'm bringing you some Modern Warfare 3. This is S&D on Interchange. I was originally going to do a first impressions video, Black Ops 2, but I think we all know that game needs a little bit of fine tuning, and there's some big problems there that have to be worked on. And to be honest, when Black Ops came out, it was a similar problem, but I really don't fancy having to delete everybody off my friends list just to play a game. So I'm going to leave it a week. See if they release a patch on it, and then if nothing's been done, then I'll condemn the game to a fiery death and those people who made it as well. Until then, I'm just going to remain tight-lipped on it. This is going to basically be Modern Warfare 3 kind of last impressions, final thought on it. The best word to describe this game is probably inconsistent. Simple as. It was trying to be too clever. They brought in too many new features and just didn't they brought in too many new features and didn't finish any of them. That was kind of the best way to put it. They kind of beefed up the whole lag compensation thing. They tried to give this whole feel of a level competitive playing field, and to be honest, it doesn't work. Not a hope. It's just too many people out there with bad connections that to drop people down to their level, it doesn't make sense. You know, a first person shooter on any online game is always about connection based strength. How good your connection is how well you do. Not how good your connection is how much you should be punished. That was the big thing about Modern Warfare 3. That didn't work. It punished people who had a good internet connection. And to be honest, I remember, like, you know, I'd be downloading films and I'd be downloading films and uploading again to YouTube, and I get my best games on Modern Warfare 3. I got like 60-70 kills in games when I was doing that, and the fact that was happening is just absolutely ridiculous. Like I shouldn't be able to play an online game in that sort of situation. I think that was something that just has to be fine-tuned about the game, and I'm hoping Black Ops 2 hasn't gone down that road as well of kind of bringing in this like I don't think they have, and I don't. It doesn't look like they have, and I hope they don't. Jeez, I hope they don't bring it in. But I could talk 20 minutes on like conversation how bad it was, but I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna kind of skip through everything and give an impression on this, that, and the other. Another thing. Interesting feature they brought in this year was the point system for, you know, if you cap a flag or if you plant a bomb, it goes towards your kill streaks and stuff like that. That was a great idea, and it was long overdue. It should have been in long ago. Again, Black Ops 2 have kind of beefed it up again, and they've kind of fine-tuned it. Like bringing in other stuff then, like the specialist streaks and stuff like that. Again, I think that was a brilliant idea by them, and again, I think it was long overdue. It did make the game a lot more interesting. I know a lot of people in Black Ops 2 are actually going to miss that, have been able to just select that instead of a normal kill streaks and stuff like that. Support streaks again was another good idea, but it was kind of, it was rushed. Not rushed, but it was badly thought out. They should have brought in a feat in the system that, you know, if you get a kill and you get a death, yes, your streaks continue, but if you enter a death streak phase, then you get reset to 1 or 0 again, and you have to start all over again. Because there was situations where we'd be playing and you'd have a guy in the enemy team going like 10 and 50, and he'd get a stealth bomb or an EMP, and he'd just kind of stop you dead in your tracks. I know, fair enough, a lot of people say, well, listen, you're going ham on these guys and you're beating the shit out of them. They should be allowed to do something to kind of defend themselves. And yes, that is a valid point. Maybe they should be, but it was just annoying for us, for everybody else that was involved especially with on the hub guys. You'd be guaranteed to get EMP'd 2 or 3 times in every game. That was how it was, and there was nothing you could do about it. But yeah, like I said, it was a good idea, but it did kind of need some final thought. Moving on from that, perks were perks basically. You know, Assassin was massively overused purely because the rest of the perk 2 slots just didn't match up to it. You know, everybody thought, you know, Blast Shield or whatever you call it was going to be a good perk, me included. I was going to use it, and it turned out to be rubbish. They did beef it up towards the end for people who use it in hardline, or not hardline, people who use hardcore game modes and stuff like that. But I don't know, it just didn't work. You know, maybe that was because Flak Jacket in the previous game was so overpowered, and that, you know, it was hard to have Blast Shield kind of be competitive. But, you know, like I said, it just didn't work. Another thing, you know, maps. The maps look good, you know, with the exception of Downturn. I did enjoy playing some of the maps, but like there was no firing range or some kind of map where I'd be like, you know, I have to play that map every time that map's getting voted for. Like with me, it was kind of, you know, meh, whatever. I'll play this one, I suppose. Resistance was good, and Resistance, and there was one other one. I can't remember it. No, I can't remember. Resistance and one other map for me. What was that? That's going to bug me for a while. But that was it. Like the DLC maps, I think everybody can kind of agree that they were rubbish. Simple as, you know, you'd have COD Elite and you'd get all the maps, and then you would constantly go around disabling them from coming up on your playlist. Simple as. But they were bad, to put it that way, and that's all I'm going to say on it. After kind of release support, I think it's fair to say when there was a problem with the game and Modern Warfare 3 brought out a patch on it, that the original patch would make the problem 10 times worse than it was before they fixed it. And, you know, it would take them 2 or 3 attempts. And I think that was down to the fact that, again, maybe they just didn't see these problems coming, and they didn't know how to fix them straight away. I think that's probably the best way to put it. But it was just one of those things. Like, Black Ops just kind of made a show of them as regards in that attempt of how easily they were. Well, not maybe how easily, but how quickly they addressed the problem. They mightn't have, like, maybe they didn't fix it as quick as Modern Warfare 3 did, but they did address it, and they did kind of fine tune and stuff like that. When saying that, like, they did implement a lot of other stuff. Like, they brought in new game features, like, you know, they brought in Infected after a while, and then they brought in stuff like Drop Zone and All or Nothing and these sort of games. And like, in fairness, they did make it interesting. But I think the lasting impression of this game is one that, you know, it's one that we're gonna forget very quickly. You know, it's going to fall into that World at War category of a game that came out, lasted a year, and that was it. We just, you know, we played it and we moved on from it. Very few people are going to come back to this game, I think. Maybe some people will. Some people, obviously, this for them, it's going to be their first COD, and they're always going to think, you know, I think this was the best one for me and stuff like that. But I think for me and for an awful lot more people that are going to just basically say, you know, I think we should just draw a line under this one and move on and forget about it. And, you know, like I said, for everything good they introduced, and they did introduce some very very good features, but I think the bad just very much so outweighed it, and I think that's going to be the last impression of this game. Is, you know, it promised a lot but delivered on very little. Okay, well, for me that's pretty much my impression on the game, guys. I'm going to leave it at that. I went 18-1 on this. Was my last ever game on Modern Warfare 3. You know, who knows? Maybe I might come back to it. Probably won't, but whenever. Okay, until then, guys, take it easy. See you again later. Good luck.